Thanks for having me on.
That was great. I got one more thing since I didn't plan on this, but since you were doing like the remote viewings, what we think that our building at work is haunted. Is there any way you could like check that from where you're at?
Yeah, sure. Yes.
Need the address?
No, I don't. Yeah, there was, okay, yeah. Lights are flickering there. Is that what's going, lights are flickering, you feel watched?
For real?
What,
No,
yeah,
look,
what's,
when the power goes out, we have lights that are on battery backup and they'll flicker for 24 hours.
yeah,
Dum,
yeah,
dum, 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 dum.
yeah. Um,
It's not like an evil kind of feeling. We're just like,
no,
what was that?
it's just busy. They say that, okay, so near where your building is, there was a community, like a county home or something, like where poor people went to live and farm, like a county farm. You might look that up. Or I think for a while it was like an orphanage and then a hospital, county hospital, and then like a poor person's home. And it's not there anymore. Um,
And now it's a military base.
Got it. Okay. There's a lot of people walking around that died there and they're sick. They have so open sores. So they got sick from something that got passed around. And they walk the building and they're fine. They are earthbound spirits, they're ghosts. They seem to be very curious about, especially there's lots of kids there. They're curious about staplers and phones and things that they can take apart. And when they all get together, they do make the power go out. And that they want me to say that's never been on purpose. It's just when they all gather. There's sometimes they gather because some of their haunting is repetitious. It's kind of beyond them, like a Sunday nights or Friday nights. I can't, it's like something on the weekend. Friday nights or Sunday nights, they tend to all, somebody's calling them together because there's a church service and they can't help it. It's like rhythm. There's a priest there who calls them all together. And so when they're all joined together, it's sometimes the lights can go out or something like that. There was a tornado. There was a bad tornado, and when they relive that and they remember everybody kind of hunkering down, whenever that memory comes up, the lights might go out. So when those old memories kind of come back around like a broken record, they say, sorry, that's us. The little kids tend to steal things. So that's why the little things go missing. And you can say out loud, return it, please. And they will return it. You've got a couple of mothers and grandmothers who will bring it back. I'm sorry. There doesn't appear to be anything dark there. It's just creepy. They're watching a lot. They are connected to the land really, because it's not the actual building, it's the building that used to be there. It's the old building. Well, you said it's the VA now or something.
Yeah, it's it's a
Military.
building. They were built in the 60s, and I'm not sure what
Okay,
was there
this was
beforehand.
before that.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
it's
had to have
before
been.
that because they look like they're from 1850, 1880, something like that. They're making cars run out of oil, and tires lose pressure. Have you noticed that with people going out to their car that their tires are flat? They haven't run over anything, but tires go flat?
So mine was last month, but
Because they say that's them. They let air out. God, I don't know how they would possibly do that, but they say they do
so
that.
I had a nail, but that was about it.
Okay.
the The two things you said that really triggered with me were the messing with office supplies and the lights flickering.
Yeah.
because they'll thump for a day. Like I don't know if that's what like you're seeing the lights flickering,
Hmm.
but
Yep. Yep.
it's like a thing. It'd be right over somebody's desk and go thump, 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 thump for a whole
Yes,
day.
yes. And these people are also very loud. So if you got everything quiet, you could say, "Hey, if you're here, thump on the wall," and they'll do it. There's enough of them there. Um, they're pretty bored. I mean, they'd
I
probably want to
imagine.
talk to you. Yeah, they seem fine. I'm not seeing anybody there. They're a little bit grumpy. I mean, they had a hard life. I'm going to see if any of them want to cross over. I'm going to do that tonight. So things might get a little lighter there, but I'm not. They seem to be enjoying. They seem to be enjoying being around and just hanging out. I'm surprised that they're there. Why wouldn't you want to cross over? But
We talk a lot of football. That could have been.
maybe. I know that the little kids are running around all the time and they've got like this, it looks like a basketball, but it's not. It's leather and it's sewn together. It looks almost handmade and they're throwing that around. They're outside a lot and maybe they're just happy. I don't know. But that's what I see. Um, they're aware this is not a residual haunting where it's just like a broken record all the time. They're aware, they're intelligent spirit, and they say just every once in a while we get caught up in an old memory. We're sorry about that. Things go wackadoo.
The first the most real thing that happened that told me something was up was I was in there by myself having a conversation with my boss who sits behind a little cube wall,
Hmm.
and I heard typing, like typing. Somebody was typing up a storm, and I stand up to say something to him, and dude is not there. It's just me. I'm like, okay,
Oh,
that's probably. And more than once I've seen somebody or felt somebody walk to the fridge and they weren't there.
yes. Yep.
I hear the typing a lot though.
Yeah, those little kids are like, toot, 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 toot. I'm
Oh
gonna play
yeah.
secretary now. Toot, 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 toot,
It's
toot, toot.
exactly what it sounds like. Somebody like when they do you remember when hardware stores used to have computers like at the end of the aisle?
Uh-huh.
I used to run and go, it sounded exactly like that. Just no letters. Nobody types that fast.
No, you're just making tappy sounds like you're a little kid.
You know, like 1.5 seconds.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
Yep, I see him
That's
doing that.
that's
And then
cool.
laughing like, "Oh, I'm a grown." Yep.
What I was waiting for you to say, in the 60s or 70s, see, Redstone was founded in the 40s after World War II because of von Braun. But there was a guy hit by a car right
Mm.
behind us.
Oh,
You said that, I was about to turn this thing off.
I don't see him. He's not there.
Yeah, he could have bounced.
I don't see him. He would have.
He's recent.
No, Mr. Steve. What's his last name?
Oh, I don't know. I'd have to look at
Okay.
the Redstone.
He's not there.
It could have been a myth, but that's like a
I don't see him at all. I don't see that at all. That seems like a no, I don't see him there at all. There's a janitor there that
really.
walks around. And he is from that current building. He worked there in the very beginning and heart attack. Not on the grounds, but does come back and visit. There is a janitor there, and you can hear his keys step clink, and that's at night. And he says he's from the building from the late 50s or 60s. He says I was here when the building was built. I came over from the old building, so I don't know what business was there, but whatever business came over in the very beginning, he says like he
Mm-hmm.
came over with it. He was employed by them. Mr. Stevens, Mr. Stevens, I am Mr. Stevens.
I'm gonna write that down.
I'm Jack Stevens. I am Jack Stevens, and I am the janitor here. And he says it's nice to meet you. Um,
Cool.
and he says that he knows nothing about the person who was hit by the car. I just asked him if he's seen him. He says I have known nothing about that. I have not seen anyone.
And that could have been anywhere over there. Just one of those
Okay. Okay.
Redstone legends.
Okay. Well, I mean, a
Yeah.
legend could be true. Who knows? Everything comes from something.
I'll send you an article about some of the stuff that they've heard about out there, and you can see if any of it's kind of true. was in one of the buildings. One of the buildings that was in the article, I remember being like a cold spot there in the evenings. I was like, man, that ain't cool at all.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a ghost trying to show up,
That was the
changing
first.
those molecules. Oof.
It was the first main building on post, so it's really old. It wouldn't shock me a bit.
Whew.
Kind of just assumed it was. If it's not haunted, somebody missed their calling. So this has been great. I will not bother you much longer. It's a